Hello everyone! If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and comment what type of content you would like to see next time. Also, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking the video, consider subscribing. Check out the Patreon in the video description for some extra steamy content. Enjoy the video!
After getting laid off from my job, work had been hard to come by. The startup that I work for had gone underwater, and all of the staff was let go. I had a little bit of money saved up, but needed to find a new job quickly. I went online and looked at some job postings. I was previously making good money, so nothing seemed comparable. A few days passed, and I was walking around the city when a flyer caught my eye. I walked up and looked closer at it. It was advertising for a cleaning position. What caught my eye was the pay. $60 an hour was unheard of for a position like that. I quickly called the number on the flyer. The phone rang a few times, then a woman's voice came through the phone. "Hello, how can I help you?" I said, "Oh hi, I'm calling about the cleaning position." The lady said, "Awesome. Lori, my boss, is looking for someone to clean her house. When are you free to come in for an interview? Does today at 3 p.m. work?" I looked at the time, and it was already 2:15. I was desperate for work, so I said yes, and the lady gave me the address. The call ended, and I began to make my way to the interview. As I drove, I thought about what types of questions they would ask me, and if I should tell them about my previous job. I didn't want to seem overqualified. The address I was given was a big office building, and I walked into the lobby a few minutes early. The receptionist took down my name and asked me to wait. After some time, someone came and escorted me up the elevator and into the conference room. The conference room had a massive glass window on one side overlooking the whole city. I marveled at the view and imagined how nice it would be working here. I heard the door open and a young lady walked in. She introduced herself as Lori and sat down across from me. She looked to be in her 30s and had straight blonde hair. She was wearing a suit and had a sharp face. She started talking. "Thank you for coming here on such short notice. I own a house about 10 minutes outside of the city and am looking for a full-time maid. I need someone to be available 24/7 and able to do chores around the house. Is that something that you could do?" I paused for a minute. I didn't know that this job would be so serious. $60 an hour, 24/7 would be a lot of money. I said I was up for it. She smiled, then asked me some questions about my background. She was impressed by my previous position and said that I would make a great fit for this. She asked one final question. "Would you be okay with wearing a uniform during the job?" I nodded and we shook hands. She asked if I could start tonight. I said yes, and she told me to meet her at her house at 8 p.m. I agreed and we parted ways. The rest of the day went by pretty fast, and before I knew it, I arrived at her house. Wow, I said to myself, her house was massive. The house looked very modern and newly built. I parked my car in her circular driveway and made my way to the door. I rang the doorbell and heard it echo throughout the house. Lori's figure appeared on the other side of the glass, and she swung the door open. I said, "Wow, I really like your house. What do you do again?" Lori responded, "I own a law firm and some other businesses. Glad you like it. I've been trying to upsize for the last year or so, but the market has just been so hot." We chatted a little more before I entered. The house was just as nice on the inside. Lori gave me a quick house tour and then handed me a list of tasks to do. The list was pretty long, but I was determined to make a good impression. As I was reading the list, Lori said, "Oh wait, one more thing." She walked off, then returned with something in her hand. It was a maid costume. It was a one-piece and had a high skirt for the bottom. Lori said, "I'm gonna need you to wear this whenever you're working." I asked why. She continued, "This outfit matches the aesthetic of the house. Also, I like the more traditional look, as opposed to what maids wear now. I hope this is not a problem for you." I thought for a minute. Maybe it would be fun dressing up. There's certainly no harm, since no one would see me. I agreed and took the outfit. She pointed me to a bathroom to change. I entered and locked the door behind me. I slipped out of the clothes until I was just in my underwear. I looked at the maid uniform for a while before putting it on. The material felt high quality, and it smelled good. The skirt was very short, but I guess it was okay since I was wearing boxers. I stepped into the maid uniform and pulled it up. The top was tight on me and held itself up even without straps. I admired myself in the mirror. I looked like a man in a maid uniform. Nothing wrong with that. I put my clothes away and stepped out of the bathroom. Lori was outside and looked up from her phone. She clapped her hands and said, "Wow, you look good. I knew it would fit well on you." She continued to give me praise and admired my outfit. I began my work around the house. I started with the kitchen and cleaned from there. The sink was filled with dirty dishes, and it took me a few hours to clean the entire kitchen. I continued to work late into the night, and before I knew it, the sun was rising. Lori came down and said I did a great job. She had a guest room for me to stay in and led me up to it. She left for the office and told me that she had some more tasks to do for me later in the day. "I am super impressed by the work you did," she said. I smiled and felt appreciated. After Lori left, I took off the maid uniform and laid down. I was very tired and quickly fell asleep. I was awoken by knocking on my door. I put on my maid uniform and opened the door. Lori was standing in the hallway with a small gift in her hands. She handed it to me and instructed me to come down in a few minutes. I went back into my room and opened the little box. Inside were a pair of fishnet stockings. The material felt nice against my skin, and I put them on. I liked how they stretched around my legs, and I walked downstairs. I began working on the task given to me. Lori appeared after an hour and complimented my stockings. She felt my legs with her hands and said that they were a perfect fit. She said, "Keep up the good work and I have more gifts for you." I nodded and continued to clean. Time went by quickly, and it was soon morning again. I took off my uniform and went to bed. I had dreams about how the maid outfit felt on me. The frills of the skirt brushing up against my legs were uniquely calming. I was awoken by my phone ringing. I quickly got up and answered. It was Lori. "Hi, I hope you had a good night's sleep. I left a little gift for you outside the door. Use it when you shower. I texted you some more tasks to do. See you in a few hours." She hung up the phone and I went to retrieve the gift. I opened the door and looked down. There was a little bottle of body wash with a note attached. The note read, "Enjoy some silky, smooth skin." The body wash smelled nice. I got into the shower and began using it. I rubbed it all over my body. Suddenly, I felt a tingling sensation, and my skin started to burn. I rubbed my skin with my hands, and a bunch of hair fell off. I noticed all of the hair began washing away. The burning slowly subsided, and all of my hair was gone. My skin felt super slippery. I turned off the shower and dried myself off. I put on a pair of boxers and the maid outfit. My stockings were a lot easier to put on, and smoothly slid up to my thighs. The silk material felt smooth against my skin, and brushed back and forth as I walked down the stairs. Today I had to mop the floor, and I got to work immediately. An hour or so passed, and I heard the front door creak open. Lori walked in carrying a briefcase. She was wearing a suit and heels. She strutted over to me as I was on all fours scrubbing the floor. She watched over me as I worked. I couldn't tell if she was making sure I was doing a good job or admiring me. She told me to stand up and come towards her. She then took out a black thong from her bag and asked me if I would like to try it on. I thought it would feel nice against my skin and nodded my head. She told me to pull down my boxers. I did and walked up to her. She hunched down and stretched out the thong. I stepped into it. She pulled it up on me and asked how it felt. I said, "It feels very comfortable. I like it." She smiled and asked me to lift up my skirt and show her. I did, and twirled around. She smiled and went upstairs to change. I continued cleaning. The thong and stockings made a good combination. It made me feel very sexy and skinny. I finished mopping and joined Lori for dinner. She talked about her business and some office politics going on. I listened and spoke about my previous employer. Towards the end of the dinner, Lori said, "So tomorrow I have some friends coming over for a girls' night, and we would love for you to join us. We have some special activities planned." I told her I would love to come and meet her friends. She smiled warmly at me and told me that she had a few more gifts for me. To be continued in part 2. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please leave a like and comment below what you guys would want me to make the next story about. Thanks.